So part 2 is going to be coming out in the next couple days with the reveals on the 16th. We got ourselves a hint yesterday with the chance time balls, because at the end of it, we got ourselves a hint to one of the characters, and the hint was original. So, it's obviously going to be Game Originals. So, to begin with, level up your Game Originals characters if you want to do some TOP next season, because you're going to need it. But secondly, the main thing of this video is to actually have a guess for who's the character. Now, there was another hint also literally about an hour and a half before making this video, and that is a hint with orange and blue and white, black and grey. So we're going to have a look at that. Now obviously the original, I want that to be some form of maybe Giblet, because, you know, Dark God, we haven't got anything of that. A Shalette or a Zaha. I would like some of those, because obviously that's pretty good. And also the fact that they've been in the game for quite some time now, and we haven't had anything of them. The models are there, the kits can be made, easily done. So there is that. Now, another thing I want, I'm gonna make the proper prediction, because that could be an allusion to the second hint, where it's the orange and blue and the other stuff, because Charlotte is light, Giblet can be dark, because he can go dark, and then Shalette can be a mix of both. And Zaha is blue hair and blue top half of him, and orange on the bottom half, from the most recent part of the story. I haven't played it, I know, shocker, but there's that. Now for the original, the way I actually had that was, I was thinking, because I had seen a lot of videos with the fact that this is, like, this anniversary is in some form akin to the Festival 2023 festival, it was almost going in a similar vein, because the theory was that Tag Evo Ken and Beast were part 1, part 2 was Game Originals, and part 3 was Ultra UI. Now, if that is the case, Ultra MUI is for part 3, and I will absolutely go mental. But we'll focus on part 2 and part 1. Part 1 of this season, this anniversary, was Gogeta and Broly, both from the movies, and you can almost maybe akin it to part 1 of Festival was God Key and movies, but I would say it's more so Uni Reps and movies, whereas 8th anniversary was both movies, or you can akin it to God Key and movies, so whatever interpretation you want to make of that. And then part 2 is going to be Game Originals, which this anniversary is, at the moment, going that direction, so we can almost make the assumption it can be that. Now, the thing is with that is, Uni Reps never got anything for part 1, but God Key did. So again, whatever interpretation. So for Uni Reps as a Game Original, it could be very, very questionable in what way you can do that, because maybe you could have a tag Goku and Jiren. Now, why do I say that? Number 1, top half of him, blue undershirt, and then orange pants. And Jiren, although very stretched in it, is grey head, white boots, and a bit of black in his middle. Alright, that's a stretch. Now, that is something I could want, and I wouldn't mind. But that is a massive stretch. So the safe option is obviously a Shalette, a Giblet, hopefully Dark God. That would be sick. And Zaha, obviously in his new awakened form, that I know he does have. So yeah. Now there is, if you really want to say it, if you want to do like the promotional side of it, there was also this theory going around, the fact that we're doing the promotional side of things. So like, first one was Broly movie, second one could be movies again, so we could end up going for superheroes. So there was the fact of the rolling around of Beast and Orange Piccolo, to which in some regard you can maybe see, because I've seen people for some reason say the second image is some form of Beast Gohan. Makes no sense to myself, but I'm just saying, right? But the orange can in some form work with the first part of it. It just doesn't though, because it's purple, not blue. But again, that's a very stretch of the imagination. Now, the second image does also have Ignite as the second hashtag, so original Ignite, and people are comparing it to Sparking Zero. So, it is said that it could be a Gohan and Gohan Black tag unit from the Sparking Zero What If story on Gohan's end of it. There is that. And in all fairness, they did say they were going to be collaborating with more games in the future. So, like a Xenoverse or Sparking Zero could maybe come back. And if that's the case, well then, yep, completely fair enough. I will be completely for it. 100%. I would not mind. Because, I mean, here, new characters finally coming into the game. So yeah, there's that. But another theory and another working theory I had for whatever reason, if you want to do an originals, and you wanted to keep with the promotional side of everything, Daima exists. Because we're still missing a couple characters. I.e. Mini Super Saiyan 4 and Goma. But the way I see it is, if they're going to be doing it the promotional chronological order, so it'll be Broly movie and Superhero then Daima, well then obviously it's completely out the fucking window. But I'm just saying it can work, because I've seen people for some reason mark it as Daima, which in some form I can see it, because again, the orange and blue Goku undershirt and orange pants, or orange pants and blue shoes. And then Goma's color scheme is somewhat similar to Jiren, but a bit more on the quote-unquote obvious side, because Goma has a black top horn, white face, and some form of grey somewhere on his shoes maybe, or those sort of white shoes. But that could also be a very good possibility. I'm just saying. Now obviously, no way in form of concrete evidence to hell with it, but Daima has been struggling. Even with the recent buffs of the LR Super Saiyan 3 and obviously their unique equipments, it does make some form of sense to give him another buff, and I kind of needed it. But also the fact that last time whenever we had a mini Super Saiyan 3, it was with the purple Goku from the Baby Saga that did the final counter, because everybody wanted him to just be revival into Super Saiyan 4. And what we got from Legends Festival, was an Ultra Super Saiyan 4. So, there is a major possibility, although yes, that's an Ultra and not a Legend, there is a major possibility that we could be getting a mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and the second character could be Goma. But that could be for that original, for that second image. In some form, I think. I don't know. Or it can be for that second image, and the original hint is for the one character, so yeah. It's hard to put, because of the fact that they actually have been making this very unpredictable in some way, shape or form, which I implore Legends to do it, because for once it's not fucking obvious to all living shit. But it does make it a lot harder. But we can use, again, some of the hints, which, again, the working theories is Legends Fest 23, the fact that they're going through the promotional basis first, as if we see Daima or Superhero for Part 2, well then that's the case, then we can basically predict Part 3. But again, the fact that it's a Game Originals does point me towards the Legends Fest as the main thing for 2023, as the main working theory. And what we got for Game Originals there was an Anime Originals Saga character mixed in with a Namek Saga. So there has been two sagas in between. So there's been, well, minus OG Dragon Ball, if we go just straight from Z, then that is two sagas worth in between. But if we include the Dragon Ball sagas, well then that's an extra, I want to say 6 in the middle of it. So there's the Peel-Off at Red Ribbon Army, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, Demon King Piccolo, and I might be mistaken one, but I believe that's just all of them, there's 6 of them. So I'm just saying it can make sense if you want to put 8 in between for one of the characters. So we could say that for whatever reason, if it was Daima to begin with, so Super Saiyan 4, we'll go for Super Saiyan 4 Mini-Q as the main basis. 8 sagas after that, and if you want to connect to Super, 8 sagas after that is Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, Goku Black, Universe 6, Tournament of Power, the Broly movie, Granola, and Moro. There's 8 sagas already, so if you want to take the 9th saga, meaning that's Superhero. I mean, you could get something. It's most certainly not. That is just the most bullshit thing ever. So you might need to take it from a bit earlier to get for a better, but still. Or they could just be throwing us a complete out of the loop, and it just could be an MUI with Beast Gohan, which obviously, you know, your boy would love for many reasons. And obvious reason number 1, MUI. But still, you know for a fact it's going to be broken because the fact it's got a Gohan beside him, so, and it's MUI, so it'll be the most broken character known to exist. But now the question is, we've given the characters, whether or not you've kept up with any of it, I doubt it, I wouldn't be surprised. But what colour will we be seeing? Well, let's see here. We need, if it's going to be some form of God Key, well then we need something to help with Gogeta. Well then, Shalette obviously is going to have to just be some form of mix between light and dark. So that's a given. Could be super light, considering super light is in the game. But if there is going to be some form of character, we need a purple. We need a very, very strong purple. Because Gogeta, fine enough, he can easily go up against Goku Black. If you give him a bit more extra tank and a bit more damage. And we need someone to go up against. In fairness, we need someone to maybe go against Gogeta, if you really want to, but even then there's a lot of blue characters, i.e. Rose, can still just put in the work, and anyone basically can just give them the works. So it's not exactly hard to do for Gogeta. But next up, we need to see, who do we have? We've got ourselves a purple, a red, and a green. So we're missing yellow and blue if you want to go by the full color wheel. So blue, in fairness, doesn't really make sense. Because, I mean, yes, black, again, it's the only other blue, but we don't care. Purple seems to make the most sense. And if you wanted something to buff Gogeta, and if it's Daima, Daima needs a purple, alright? If it is going to be Daima, Daima needs a purple. So that's the main thing. Daima needs a purple, and God Key, I feel like, it needs also a very good purple. Because red, Gogeta can fill in the slot. Purple, Evo, as much as I use him quite a lot, in fair, I do use him a lot in PvP, I don't really think he's going to be helping too much. So we do need another purple, and being realistic, the only really good colours we really need is a purple, because Broly is too much of an issue. Gogeta can suit for the red to go up against black, and then Broly, you can maybe push in a blue for that, but yeah, that's what I think, so yeah.
Fighting. Go, 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 go. Don't you fail, dude.